Nolazine did it again.
Alright, how y'all doing? I'm Jonathan Montrel, aka John Boy the People's Champ, 12-0 professional boxer, and y'all now watching Nolazine TV.
Oh man, tell everybody where you from.
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay.
Out the AWOL, baby.
And so far as being one, I'm like professional boxer now. Like, you know, I want you to tell like a little bit like for your journey. If like even like I'm like one to actually like become a boxer.
Well, I never had no dreams of becoming a boxer coming up. I just had a lot of street fights, and I just stumbled my way in the gym, you know. And I just fell in love with it. And I started at the age of 20, so I started pretty late in the game, and just kept with it. And now I'm 12-0 as a professional boxer, 11 years later.
Okay. Hey, so let's bring it back. Like, how did you actually come up on it with the name John Boy?
Oh, my dad gave me that name when I was younger, because I have an uncle that's like 10 years older than me, and his name John too, so they just put boy behind my name.
Yeah, because I was watching like a clip on you, was like, man, but I can see me being John Boy. I'm like, for the rest of my life, it'll be Uncle John Boy.
Yes.
All that different things like that.
Yes. At one stage in my life, when like my early 20s, I was trying to break away from John Boy. So I give my nickname a nickname. I started calling myself JB. And then over the years, I fell back in love with John Boy, and people still call me that to this day.
And so you got to drop like the John Boy like merch, huh?
Yes. I got some new merch coming. Should be next week.
Okay. So far as yourself growing up, I'm like actually watching. I'm like professional boxing. I'm like, tell us. I'm like, who you was actually. I'm like, you know, far as I'm like inspired by.
Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Ali, fighters like that.
Okay. Speaking on, I'm like a few of them, you know, them boxers. But you recently, have just met. I'm like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And so how, you know, just tell everybody. I'm like how that was. I'm like for you.
Well, you know, shout out to my brother Larry. You know, he plugged me up with Floyd Mayweather. You know, every time he came down here, he stayed in Floyd Mayweather. He said, man, you know, we have a great fighter from New Orleans. You need to check him out. So, you know, Floyd did that, and I got to work out with him. That was an amazing experience. And also Roberto Duran. I remember Roberto Duran not too long ago when he came down here with Regis.
Okay. But shout out Regis as well.
Shout out to Regis, man. Because of him, I had my first professional fight on his undercard at the UNO Lakefront Arena.
Okay. And so far as I'm like working out with Floyd, did you realize like damn he fast? Like
yes.
while you working with him?
Yes, man. He an older guy and he still could do things like he younger. You know, like he in his early 20s.
It like being one. I'm like professional boxer and like working out. I'm like working out actually. I'm like a whole nother boxer. Do you feel like you could actually take him?
Yes, I feel like I could take anyone.
You said I feel like you could take him.
If I'm prepared for him, I feel like I could take anyone.
Okay. And so for a John Boy, tell us, I'm like, what's the average day like for you?
Average day is like waking up like 6 in the morning, heading to the gym, get about 3 or 4 hours of working out in, then go to work by my mom at Neo's for like 4 hours, and come back to the gym again until I'm tired.
Okay. Hey, but shout out Neo's, you know.
Shout out to Neo's.
Y'all branding everywhere now.
Yes.
Open in Houston, Atlanta.
Yes.
Hey, so like, you know, but like actually still going to actually work, I'm like at your family, I'm like restaurant, do you feel like that still kind of, humbles you?
Yes, you know I love it. It's a blessing too to be working with my whole family. You know, my grandmother's still in there, my uncles, my mama, and it's just an amazing experience, you know, just to be working with my family, and just, even though I love it, I tell my mom I'm gonna be breaking away from her soon.
Yeah, eventually, because you're gonna become like too popular to actually be just working in there, and everybody they'll be trying to take pictures with you all day. It's gonna be a little weird.
Right.
Okay. So, as far as being one boxer, tell us what separates you from being, actually tell us what separates you from other boxers.
The hard work and dedication that I put in, the mindset, you know, my mentality, the way I pursue my boxing career, you know, and I feel like I work harder than anybody that's around me.
And so being one pro boxer, for a while now, tell us what do you enjoy most about it, and tell us what you actually hate about it.
What I enjoy the most, I enjoy winning. That's what I love the most about it. And you know, and one of my favorite things to do is sparring. You know, just being in the ring, practicing boxing with my other teammates. That's the part I love. The downfall about it is when I can't fight. So that's what I hate about it.
Speaking on sparring, I also saw this clip. I was like, you know, hey, you say when you first started, and you was actually sparring with somebody, and they actually beat you up. And it's like, man, it was gonna let you know if you was gonna be a pro boxer if you came back or not.
That was Ronald Weaver,
Okay.
two-time champion from New Orleans. Very great professional fighter. And when I first made it into the gym, he just had my nose blooded, my lips, everything, black eye, and he just wanted to see if I was gonna come back.
Hey, but did you come back and actually spar with him ever again?
Yes. You know, like my mentality is, you're not gonna do that to me forever. I'm gonna learn a way to beat you.
Right.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah, but you ain't about to just keep beating on me.
You're not gonna just keep beating on me, no.
I kind of felt that, like, I'm gonna learn how he's swinging.
You're right.
You ain't about to get hit me with the
That's how
same
I was
move.
with my other sparring partner coming up, Marcus Mandaniel, another great professional fighter from the city out the Lane Ward, you know. You know, he's a great fighter, and for years, he just beat on me for years, you know. And he just gave me that tough love and showed me I learned a whole lot from him. But every time I got in that ring, I kept that mentality that you're not gonna beat me forever. You know, I'm gonna learn a way to beat you. I'm gonna figure it out eventually.
I got you. So, like, you know, what's your advice to one, younger kid growing up in New Orleans, actually want to get into boxing? Because, boxing is really, boxing is becoming, a trend now in New Orleans, but back in the day, you didn't have too many people promoting to actually go to the ring. They were like, man, just go fight on the streets.
I always say, man, if you want to do it, you gotta really love this, because there's a lot that come with it, a lot of time, man. I've been doing this for 11 years now, ran thousands of miles. I did thousands of rounds in the ring. I've had my hand broken many times. I had my ribs broken twice. I had stitches over my eye, my lips. You're gonna go through a lot of pain. You're gonna go through losses. You're gonna go through, different things in here, and you just gotta love it.
Hey, but the good thing about the losses, hey, but you want to take them early.
It's a lesson.
No, you want to take them early before you actually become one. Professional.
Yeah, So in the amateurs, I never dodged no fight in the amateurs. I don't care if somebody had, when I had 10 fights, maybe I was fighting somebody that had 50 fights at the time. I never dodged no fights. It was a learning experience. What you do in the amateurs don't affect your professional career. So it's all a learning experience. Do as much as you can in the amateurs. So when you do turn over, you won't have to worry about too many losses or anything.
Okay.
That's part of the game, man.
So has there ever been one point in your boxing career, when you just wanted to give up?
No, never.
That's a good thing.
There's nothing else that I want to do besides boxing.
So, tell us, how well do you take on constructive criticism?
I take it well sometimes, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get a little in my head and be mad about it, but for the most part, that's part of the game, I always hear, I hate hearing it from people that don't know nothing about boxing, be trying to tell me things,
It's your partner Larry trying to tell you.
Right.
I like to throw that hey, but Larry Monroe, that is.
Right. Shout out to Larry, man. Y'all go eat at Monroe's, you heard me? But
if he trying to tell you how to be a boxer.
Right, like me trying to tell him how to throw a party or something.
Hey, that's understanding.
Right.
So, tell us, far as being a boxer for that long, what's the most you had to endure, actually become one, professional boxer? Because everybody don't know, it actually become one professional boxer, but it just don't come overnight.
It don't, and especially if you want to be successful in the boxing game, it's gonna take a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of years to get where I'm at, and I'm still in the beginning stages. I'm still trying to, I feel like I'm in the beginning.
Right.
And things just getting started for me. So it's a long road.
Okay. So tell us, what's next for you? Do you plan on, dropping merch? Hey, but do you have any big fights you want everybody to know about?
I got some new merch coming. Should be next week, right before Thanksgiving. Also, I have the biggest fight in my career coming up right now. I'm fighting in Nicaragua December 11th for the WBA Continental title that'll put me in the top 25 in my weight class.
Also, you know, and so for the people, actually, if who probably don't know, I'm like, tell them, actually, what is your weight class?
I fight at super lightweight 140.
And so do you plan on like,
now,
moving
also
up in the
make
future?
135, so anybody at 135 feel like,
you
know, they want to take on a challenge, I'm with that too.
No, I'm talking about like just in your box career forward. You can see right now. Do you plan on moving up, to like into lightweight, middleweight in the future?
I'm planning on moving down to lightweight. I'm at super lightweight right now,
Okay.
140. So after this fight, well, I had to defend the title. So when I win a belt, I had to defend it at least once in 90 days. So I got to defend the belt. I plan on going to 135 at super lightweight, or at air lightweight.
Okay, so you got lightweight, super lightweight.
But yeah, and then 147 will be welterweight with Floyd Mayweather for that.
Okay. Oh, I ain't even think about that. He does that.
He
I
fought
remember
at
that
140
name.
too. He fought at a couple of weight classes, but I plan on going down first.
Okay.
135.
So, and last but not least, tell everybody, what can they find you at on social media and just everywhere?
On social media, Instagram, you can follow me on _peoples_champ. And should be the same on Twitter.
All right, and we done.
All right, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Nolazine, make them scream. Nolazine. Make them SCREAM. Scream. Nolazine, make them scream. You heard me.